some blue-collar attitude to helmets and heels. Get lots of Jags from Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and former Jags middle linebacker Tom McManus. Afternoons 2 to 4 on 1010XL.
This is the flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM and FM. Jacksonville Beach. 1010XL. Home sweet home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, the window world of Northeast Florida fifth quarter on 1010XL. From Hurricane Grill and Wings, San Marco. Covered by Apex Roofing and Contracting. Here are your hosts, Ryan the Hacker Green, Leon Searcy, and Coach Gerald Ingram.
Fires, that ball is going to be picked off by Jordan Lewis, I believe.
What a catch.
It was tipped and he caught a one-handed diving interception. And Jordan Lewis gets a takeaway. And what a way to seal this thing.
Frank Frangie on the call, Jaguars radio, and with that, a 1-0 start to the 2025 Jacksonville Jaguars season. Welcome into the window world of Northeast Florida fifth quarter. We are covered by Apex Roofing with the Pro Bowler Leon Searcy and the coach Gerald Ingram. The hacker Ryan Green with you live from Hurricane Grill and Wings in San Marco as the Jacksonville Jaguars win the game today 26-10 over the Carolina Panthers to start 1-0 on the year. And Leon Searcy, this is the 8th year you and I have done the fifth quarter. There have not been a lot of dominating opening day performances like this. And I'm going to enjoy it not only for the next 2 hours, but until Wednesday when we start focusing on Cincinnati.
Hey, listen, Hank, when I came in the door, I told you, I said, bro, I love feel-good fifth quarters.
We've dealt with a lot of non-feel-good.
Yes, because we've dealt with a lot of few and some, and a big capacity. We've dealt with a lot of not-so-good feel-good Fridays. So, listen, this Jaguar team played well. They had to play well. They came out and executed well on both sides of the ball. They ran the ball effectively. Trevor looked good. The offense looked good. Defense looked good. I mean, the crowd was packed. Had a little rain delay. A little concerned about them coming back. They looked a little sloppy after the rain delay. But all in all, Hack, we came away with a win, and that's what I'm happy about.
That is the Pro Bowler Leon Searcy. Let me welcome in the coach, Gerald Ingram. 18 years as a coach in the National Football League. He's got a couple of Super Bowl rings. In fact, looking at his hand, he's wearing one of said Super Bowl rings on his finger. Coach, welcome to the fifth quarter. We're glad to have you this year.
Oh, it's a great day. It's great to be here. It's great to live the life of a champion. And that's what I'm always going to say. Every game is vital. You know, every game is a must-win from a coach's standpoint because I've been there before. We were 10-6 and didn't make the playoffs. And two of the teams that we kicked their tails, Chicago and Seattle. You know, and they went to the playoffs, and we had to sit at home. So every game is a victory. Today is phenomenal. Enjoy it. Every city has a chance that wins today to live the life of a champion. This is what you work hard. It was great to see Liam get his first. You know, you didn't have to wait 5 weeks or 6 weeks to see a guy get his first victory. So everything that he wanted to do, he was able to do today. Offense, defense, special teams. And get to see his quarterback with a victory on his first game out there and see him improve week after week. So it's a great week, you know, for Jaguar football.
Absolutely.
As always, the phone lines are open here on the fifth quarter, 641-1010. If you want to get involved, 641-1010 on a victory Sunday night here in Duval County. Leon Searcy, one of the things I came away with this game thinking is 26-10. It should have been 30-3 if the Dewey Wingard interception would have held up. It was probably worse than 26-10 would have indicated. Yet I didn't find myself thinking Jacksonville played very well after the rain delay. A lot of penalties, some turnovers, some sloppiness. There's a lot to clean up, but good grief, when you clean something up after winning a game by 16 points, that's got to be a pretty good feeling.
Well, I mean, listen, it's tough. When you get all juiced up for a game, you warm up, you go through pregame, you go through the snaps, you move the ball up and down successfully up the field offensively, you're clicking, you're vibing, everything's working, and then all of a sudden they say, okay, you got to stop for an hour and a half, go in the locker room. And that's a little frustrating for a player.
By the way, when it was sunny outside, that's what was messing with people.
So that's a little frustrating for a player to have to stop the stoppage, to go inside, to take off all your because what they tell you to do is take your uniform off, take your shoes off, get comfortable, don't know how, stay focused on the game plan, and all that kind of stuff. Then all of a sudden, out of the blue, hey, put your clothes on. We're going back out there to warm up. Because the starting and restarting. So I wasn't that surprised that they played a little sloppier in the second half after the rain delay, because to make that kind of transition on the fly is difficult with a player when he's already locked into the game and has to restart and reboot himself.
And that's the player perspective. What about the coaching perspective? You mentioned Liam Cohen, coach, his first game, and he has an hour and 20-minute rain delay in the middle of it to deal with.
It's just like you said. You imagine what they had to do and think. Momentum is a wonderful thing to have. And then all of a sudden have it erupted that way. And I, as a coach, I contributed. Being at halftime at the Super Bowl, you have to coach your players how long that Super Bowl halftime is.
Yeah, I remember mine.
It's hard. It's different. It's a long time.
Yeah,
and you got way too much time to think about things. You got the momentum going. You got the players doing exactly what you want to do. You got the temperament of the game. And like you said, Leon, you've been there.
Yeah.
And then you're as a coach, you're worried that you can get it back. That's the thing, because you're worried that this team could all of a sudden the momentum could go in their favor. The way they came out in the second half, you're just like, oh, here we go. How are we going to do this? It's starting to look sloppy. Are you going to give them the momentum that they need? It's a tough thing to deal with. But like we said before, how we handle adversity on this team is critical this year. So we handled it. Okay, it wasn't as clear, but we handled it. The defense came to play the second half, and I thought they did a great job in confusing this quarterback, blitzing, dropping out of there. They did some things. I think they played better than what we had seen preseason.
We're almost contractually obligated to begin each fifth quarter with an assessment on Trevor Lawrence. I thought Trevor Lawrence in the first half, I guess pre-rain delay, was fantastic. I thought he was pretty good after the rain delay towards halftime. Third quarter left a little bit to be desired. He airmailed a couple of throws. I think Trevor will tell you he can play considerably better. I think Liam Cohen will tell you that Trevor can play considerably better. Having said that, Trevor was good enough to win a game in the NFL by 16 points. So, again, you clean everything up, but you do it after an impressive victory.
Well, that's the best thing about the NFL, Hack, is that whether you win or lose, there are always teaching moments. Yes. All right? And coaches have a tendency that when you win, they emphasize stuff that you could have done better to have won by even more points. So I've been in those film rooms. I've been in the games where we've won by 2 touchdowns, and they break down the field, and they say, okay, we left some points out there. Here it is right here. Here is as far as protection goes, as far as route running goes, as far as sight adjusters. You see all the intricate breakdowns by the coaches to let you know that we could have, if we clean it up, because listen, Carolina, that's a bad team. But when you start going down the schedule and you play these better teams, the little nuances and mistakes that you made, you can't make against them because it can cost you a game.
Coach, let's talk about your bread and butter. 18 years as a running back coach in the National Football League. You coached some great ones, from Fred Taylor to Tiki Barber, Brandon Jacobs on down the line. Travis Etienne, what do you have, over $120 on the ground, including that 71-yard run? Not only Etienne, but in limited duty, I thought with Quinn Allen, Bashell Tootin, Tank Bigsby all looked good. 4 running backs dressed, 4 running backs got carries today. I imagine you don't see that very often in the National Football League.
Well, opportunities are one thing, and what you do with your opportunities is another. It was great to see Etienne emerge and be that guy. He's been that guy before. It's good to see him be the horse that he needs to be. And he needs to have that season. And now let's keep it right now. Okay? He's playing for a contract, no matter if it's this team or another team. Okay? Whoever the backup player is trying to prove to his peers that they belong in the NFL. So these guys, the opportunities you get, you got to do something with what you have. Etienne has got to be the spark every week to take the pressure off the quarterback. For us, you know how much a running back can elevate defensive players? They're standing on the sideline watching their running back move the chains and make things happen. They're cheering him on. Every great catch he makes, every great block he makes, every run that he makes, every second effort he does. He's got to be the spark. Or one of those other guys have got to be the spark. Because everything sooner or later going to center on him, that all of a sudden, your backup players got to be the guys that come on. Mm-hmm. So the more experience they get, the better. It was great to see the offensive line do what they did today. Leon, you were talking about the combination blocks. They were moving people. They were moving bodies today. I thought the guys inside did a great job. I thought they kept the pressure off the quarterback today for the most part. It wasn't sloppy football. Mm-hmm. You look on their side of the ball and you saw a lot of sloppy ball. There were guys being turned loose at the point of attack. Hey, our defense did a great job of that. Sometimes they miscounted on how many people that they literally could block. Quarterback should have checked out of those plays. Yeah. There were things that happened on their side of the ball you can't do each week. But Liam did exactly what he told us that he wanted his team to do and to build up. Was it perfect? They're going to look at the tape and say, no, we left yards out there. Okay? We don't want to just win this game. We want to be better than the next team we play. So it was great to see that today.
Again, phone calls are lining up, 641-1010. We'll get to you in just a moment as we are live. Hurricane Grill and Wings in San Marco, 1615 Hendricks Avenue. We were out here for a couple of fifth quarters last year, one of our favorite locations, delicious food, great drinks, friendly service, 1615 Hendricks Avenue, Hurricane Grill and Wings in the San Marco area for the fifth quarter. Leon, quickly to what Coach said about the offensive line. Maybe the most questions about any position group coming into today was about the offensive line. Was it flawless? No. There were certainly too many holding penalties for my liking. But they kept Trevor clean. And when you rush for over 200 yards in the NFL, it's kind of hard to complain, is it?
Listen, today, this was for the first time I've seen this offensive line. I call them furniture movers, okay? There was a lot of bodies flying. East and west, not north and south, all right? Double teams, getting off on double teams, washing down the defense, getting on linebackers, cutoffs, trap blocks, pulls, counters, U-cracks, all the stuff, all the little movements that the offensive line was doing as far as pulling and trapping, tight ends in motion, trapping the end. ATN did a great job in deciding whether to go inside the trap block or go outside the trap block. The offensive line down blocks, double teams. It was a beautiful thing. I think I might have teared up a little bit because I had never seen our offensive line play this well before, especially in the first week. You know how frustrating it was for us last year? Last year, heck, I was begging for stalemates.
Yeah.
I was begging for stalemates because there was so much penetration coming up the field. Not today.
Well, and the short yardage, too. The Jaguars did very well in short yardage. Again, there were a lot of positives, and the big positive was a 26-10 victory. All right, to the phone lines we go. 641-1010 is the phone number. If you want to get involved, you are more than welcome to do so. Again, the Window World of Northeast Florida fifth quarter. We are covered by Apex Roofing. We will go up until about 9 o'clock or so this evening. And, Leon, it wouldn't be the fifth quarter, and Coach will learn this pretty quick, if we didn't start it this year by going to Buffalo.
Oh, of course.
Our guy, Junior, who I don't think has ever missed a fifth quarter up in Buffalo, New York. Junior, happy 2025 to you, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love this show right from 2011. Heck, you had me hooked, so I always got to call, win or lose. But I love calling in on a victory Sunday, man. This is great. Love the victory, love the win. Like I said, there's things we need to clean up. The Jaguars need to clean up those penalties that killed us. I wish Dewey got that touchdown. I was so happy he got the interception, but that holding call took it back. There's little things right now I think they need to clean up, and I have a little bit more confidence than I did the last few years. This team, to me, seems like they have the ability to get better every week. I'm so happy Liam is the coach. It just seems to me like this is a team that know what to do the next time they get out on the field, and they have each other's back. And I love to see that offensive line, like Mr. Searcy said, push the guys out of the way. They remind me old school football when Mr. Searcy was playing back then, when they were just pushing guys out of the way. That's what I want to see, and I hope we keep seeing it. So I'll wait to go next week and talk to you guys later.
Junior, appreciate the phone call. From a coaching perspective, again, Coach Gerald Ingram with us this year on the fifth quarter. The 11 penalties, I think it was, for almost 100 penalty yards, that was ridiculous. And I imagine there's going to be a lot of angst in the coaching film session when you see those penalties. Again, 26-10 is outstanding, but there is no doubt the penalties have to be cleaned up before Cincinnati next week.
I mean, I like to think that when you win a game, it's a positive note that you can clean those kind of things. I thought there were penalties that we can definitely clean up and work on. The thing is not the people who carry on to do the same penalties over and over again, which we've seen in the past. Mm-hmm. There were certain people that would continue to do the same thing over again. And I think they're correctable, and it's great when you win, you can do that. The number one thing in the first game, let alone the adversity you had to handle with other things during the game, is how we operate and how we do business. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to be physical. They were physical today. They were physical up front on offense. They were physical on defense. I saw people knocking people in their quarterback's lap. Mm-hmm. Okay, they closed the pocket. We had 2 defensive tackles that didn't even play hardly in the preseason. Okay, you want to think it last the game.
Yeah, there's going to be a conversation about Mason Smith being a scratch today. That was a little interesting early. I was talking to Coach about this when I arrived, Leon. The veteran defensive guys, talk about the physicality. DeJuan Smoot, Eric Murray, Jordan Lewis. Now, we think about DeJuan Smoot as a Jaguar, but he was a free agent acquisition. Obviously, he was in Buffalo the last year and a half or so. 3 guys, 29 or older. I believe all those guys are 29 years old or older. Mm-hmm. Yet all 3 came in and made an impact their first game as a Jaguar in 2025.
And you listen, outstanding job by all 3 of the guys, by the way. And when it comes to the locker room, and Coach even knows this too, because adversity is going to hit at some capacity during this season. Mm-hmm. And when you've got the proper leadership on the sideline when it hits, there's got to be conversations between your guys. Listen, there's always been conversations between the offense and the defense. Like the defense will come over to us and say, hey, offense, y'all got to give us a break, bro. These 3 are not killing us, bro. You got to, or defense like, hey, defense, y'all got to get a stop. You know, we can't keep scoring points like this. So those kind of conversations, especially on the sideline, are going to probably be by guys like that we just mentioned, because they've been there. They've been in those situations. Especially you're dealing with the Jaguars, which is relatively a very young team. So when you got that kind of leadership and they're having those kind of conversations on the sideline in adverse situations, it's going to help you in the long run.
Let's get back to the phone lines at 641-1010. Again, we're going to be taking calls basically all the way through 8:30, 8:45. So if you're on the line, we will certainly get to you. Let's go to Max here on the 5th quarter on 1010XL, live from Hurricanes on Hendricks in San Marco. Max, what's going on?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I'm from Flagler Beach. I came to the game down in Jacksonville today. Just wanted to say I think Trevor should throw the ball a little bit further. There wasn't really much coverage on Brian Thomas Jr. today, and I think the defense could have done a little bit better with those calls today on holding.
Max, appreciate it. Yeah, look, there was not a lot of down-the-field throws. Now, again, you got to know the offense. You got to know what Liam Cohen does. I thought it was interesting that the tight end hasn't really been part of the Liam Cohen offense very much. Mm-hmm. Cade Otton got involved in Tampa last year when Mike Evans and Chris Godwin were out. That's why the tight end got involved. Not the case today. I mean, Coach Brenton Strange had a huge impact in today's game.
Yeah, both tight ends did a good job today. They really did. They found the zones that they needed to be. They needed to be where Trevor needed to see them. And I really thought they did an awesome job. To be honest, they've had a pretty good camp.
Yeah.
You know, I thought they did a good job blocking, like you said, on the zone rim play.
Yep.
He edged the backside. ETN was able to level it off and come up inside. The third down, a 4th and 1 situation with Bigsby. And he hit the hole, and the tight end didn't collapse at the end of the point. Mm-hmm. Everybody came off the ball. They stayed square where they need. It was a great stalemate and some movement, but him hitting the hole the way Bigsby did, I mean, you could hear it all the way down the street.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a phenomenal thing to see. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes when your tackles are blocking, you think your tight ends are your weak spot. A lot of times not getting the help from the tackle. They did a pretty good job today to win this game.
Well, and the one thing, too, Leon, to Coach's point, it wasn't just Brenton Strange. Hunter Long, the touchdown. And what about this for a novel concept? The defense gets a turnover. Complementary football. Haven't we heard that term here in the past?
Yes, we have.
Very uncomplimentary football. Defense gets a turnover. Offense punches it in for 6 when Trevor hit Hunter Long. By the way, the first touchdown catch of Hunter Long's career.
Heck, that's all about momentum, bro. When you get a big turnover like that, the one thing you do, you go down and score, and that's what you got to do. This defense play opportunistic football. all game long with the punch fumble, with the tip balls. I mean, listen, we've got two turnovers already in one game.
Three. They got three because Jordan Lewis.
That's right. We got three. You're right. Absolutely right. We got three. I mean, we're a third away from how many we had from last year.
I think they had nine in
last
17 games.
Exactly. How about that? So,
and to be honest, you got to give our linebacker a hell of a lot of credit for you.
You
got to give him a lot of credit.
He'll
He's
get
the
his
leader of the
dues
group,
here in a second.
And I think he got everybody together, and he got them going. You know, I was really pleased for him. And when he needed to play and we needed to play, and the secondary needed to play, they came through.
Gerald Ingram's first fifth quarter, and RJ, he just teed me up beautifully. Why don't we do this quickly? Every week here on the fifth quarter, we do give a defensive player of the game. That defensive player of the game is brought to you by our friends at Superior Fence and Rail. Let's do it right now. The defensive player of the game brought to you by Superior Fence and Rail.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
He had an interception. He forced a fumble. You know, in training camp, we saw that drill back on the first day of camp. The punch drill, right? The Peanut Tillman punch drill. You saw it come to fruition today as Foye Oluokun caused that fumble as well. The final stat line for Foye, and I want to get this right. I mean, we're going to give him credit enough for the interception and for the forced fumble, but I also want to give him his flowers when it comes to total tackles. 10 total tackles, 6 solos, 1 pass defense, 1 interception, and 1 forced fumble. That is a great day at the office for Foye Oluokun.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Not only MVP of this, he could be the week's MVP. I mean, it'll be hard to find somebody with those same stats this week.
Yeah, great player.
Especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Great player,
Absolutely.
having a great opening day. With the coach Gerald Ingram and the Pro Bowler Leon Searcy, I'm the hacker Ryan Green. We are live, Hurricane Grill and Wings in San Marco. Delicious food, tasty drinks. It's a victory atmosphere here at Hurricanes in San Marco as the Jaguars 1-0 on the year after a 26-10 victory today over the Carolina Panthers. We will roll on with the Window World of Northeast Florida fifth quarter. We're covered by Apex Roofing with you till 9 o'clock right here on the home of the Jacksonville Jaguars, 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Frank Franzi here for Coil Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember Morton Anderson missing a chip shot field goal that launched the Jags into the playoffs in '96? You know who doesn't miss? Coil Fencing. Coil has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida since 1927. Heck, Coil has been installing fences since before Emery Ballard installed the Wishbone offense. If you need a new fence, I recommend calling Coil Fence today at 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. Coil Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay, listen up, team. They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jacks, so we gotta play like the experts we are. When customers call with leaky faucets, broken water heaters, toilet repairs, broken pipes, or any other challenge, we'll give them the solution fast. Now, who are we?
Roland Reese Plumbing!
I can't hear you.
Roland Reese Plumbing!
Now that's what a winner sounds like. Customers always win with Roland Reach Plumbing at plumberinjacks.com.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione Law. Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through September 30th. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484. UniversalRoof.com. Learn
Learn everything you need to know about the Jaguars on Duval Rundown. I'm Hayes Carlyon. Join me each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning at 9:04. You can find Duval Rundown on all the social channels of 1010XL.
Driven by Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K. October 3rd through 5th at Timuquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
Fumbled your fender? EV took a hit? Guardian Collision is your MVP with certified expert auto body repair for any electric vehicle. Guardian Collision. They guard what moves you. Visit GuardianCollision.com.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. While we've earned the reputation as North Florida and South Georgia's preeminent official Rolex jeweler, it's important to point out that at Underwoods we carry other watches too. We start with Seiko, the most reliable, serviceable watch made for under $500. And they've started making jeweled, self-winding watches again, and sports watches you'd have to see to believe. Next, we have Tavan, the Swiss-made ladies and men's and dress and sport watches, and they start at $575. Another name we carry is Tudor, inspired by Rolex with the same founder and owner, the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation. And their sport watches and chronographs are the rage in Swiss timekeeping, with new in-house watch movements and exciting new model introductions every year. So if you're interested in watches, we have what you want at Underwoods. And all of our watches carry a 5-year warranty. At Underwoods, in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Clogged toilet, too much paper, deeper blockages, or one of your child's Hot Wheels could be the culprit. Superior Plumbing and Pipeline handles toilet clogs fast. If your toilet's clogged, make the superior choice. Learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Tired of high energy bills? Replace those inefficient windows and patio doors now with the big BOGO event. Buy one, get one 40% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires September 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the world of Northeast Florida fifth quarter from Hurricane Grill and Wings, San Marco, covered by Apex Roofing and Contracting on 1010XL.
They run it. This is Travis Etienne picking his way. He's got some room. 20 into the open field. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 in the Panthers territory. 40, 35 along the left sideline. He's getting a tackle at the 20-yard line. An explosive run from Travis Etienne to the 20-yard line of the Carolina Panthers.
Frank Franchi on the call, Jaguars radio. That was a 71-yard run for Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne actually finished over 100 yards today. Every week here on the fifth quarter, we do give you an offensive player of the game. That offensive player of the game is brought to you by our friends at Universal Roof and Contracting. And here is the Universal Roof and Contracting offensive player of the game.
Universal Roof and Contracting presents the offensive player of the game. Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is universal.
Coach Gerald Ingram, 18 years, a running backs coach in the National Football League. Travis Etienne today, 16 carries for $143. Just for good measure, he had 3 catches out of the backfield for 13. Total combined yardage of 156 yards from scrimmage on 19 touches. That'll do. If we get that every week, I'd gladly take that. What an effort for Travis Etienne today.
It was a great day for him. Congratulations to that young man. He did a wonderful job. He played with great vision behind his very good line blocking by the offensive line. And he hit the holes that he needed to hit, and he hit it with decisiveness. That's what was good about this kid today. There wasn't any wishy-washy, wasted movement. You know, he put his foot in the ground when he needed to. He leveled off. I thought he ran low. I thought he ran good with his legs. His feet never stopped moving. And I thought he was determined today to prove his worth. And he had a great day. Congratulations. We like to see it every week. This is 1 week of being a champion, and we'll look forward to next week.
Leon, when you're in that offensive line meeting tonight, or I guess tomorrow morning, 200 yards rushing on 32 carries, an average of over 6 yards a carry. That's getting it done up front.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 24-hour brew hack. All right, we're going to enjoy it. We're going to watch it. That's what they say, don't the coach?
Yeah,
they give you 24 hours. Enjoy the offensive line. Played phenomenal today. Probably the best I've seen the offensive line play in a very long time. Maybe since 2022. You know, back at the times when we had that nice little run down the stretch, offensive line played well. But yeah, listen.
And they haven't been together long.
That's what I'm saying. My concern with the offensive line was the continuity.
Yeah.
All right. Because there's got to be verbal and nonverbal communications between the two. When they break the huddle and walk to the line of scrimmage, there's communications that got to be said as far as double teams, down blocks, I'm gone, you gone, that kind of stuff. Then there's the nonverbal stuff where you could just look at your guy and say, okay. There's been times where I played next to Tilsky, and we got a double team. We don't say nothing. We're just gonna tell the guy he going for a ride. We just nod our head and say he going for a ride. So I saw a lot of that today. I saw a lot of offensive line. Not only I saw effort. I saw guys blocking to the echo of the whistle. And I love that kind of stuff. I'm talking about finishing guys, getting guys to the ground, coming off on linebackers. That's a beautiful thing to see.
Back to the phone lines we go. 641-1010, the fifth quarter live from Hurricane Grill and Wings on Hendricks Avenue in San Marco. Come on out and join us. We're with you till 9 o'clock. Good Sunday night game, by the way, Buffalo and Baltimore. And how about a little love for the Los Angeles Rams knocking off the Houston Texans. Texans fall today 14-9. Indianapolis won. Tennessee is also about to lose. So it appears Jacksonville and Indianapolis 1-0. Titans and the Texans will start 0-1. To the south side we go. Let's get Michael in here on the fifth quarter live from Hurricanes in San Marco. Michael, how you doing?
Doing great, man. Y'all, thanks for having me, man. Great win today. I see 100% improvement from last year. When you look at the defense, everybody's flying around. We're getting turnovers. I think we got 2 of them today. And a couple blown assignments on defense. I think Josh Allen has to do a better job of containing. We had, Bryson go around the corner, and he escaped out of the pocket a couple of times. And good quarterbacks are still looking upfield, so they're going to throw that. And that's something that I've seen over the years just watching Jaguar football. We got to keep our assignments and keeping that containment up. Also, on offense, the ground game carried us today, and I'm great. I'm happy with that. One of the biggest things was with Trevor. Trevor threw a few arid passes, and I know against good teams and big games and big-time situations, things like that count. So I want to see him clean that up because that could be very defining in another game, and we can be having another conversation. Thanks for having me on.
Michael, appreciate the phone call. He gets to the quarterback sack point. Leon, let me ask you. All right, 1 quarterback sack for DeJuan Smoot. But there is no doubt that Bryce Young was affected. The one Jordan Lewis blitz. It doesn't count as a quarterback sack, but Jordan Lewis destroyed that play for the Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young had an open wide receiver. Jordan Lewis hit there, and the ball was incomplete. So people are going to look at 1 quarterback sack and say, are they getting enough pressure? Well, I don't think sacks told the whole story today because I thought Bryce Young was definitely affected by the Jaguar defense.
See, when it comes to quarterback, it's all about how fast they process information, all right? And if you can affect that, if you can affect their ability to process information, I think that's what the Jaguars did. Not we only had 1 sack, but we had corners coming off on blitzes. We had twist games coming. We had cross dogs. We had slants. We had angles, that kind of stuff. A quarterback, we didn't allow him to be comfortable in the pocket is basically what I'm saying. That's the key. You want to get hits on them. You want to get pressures on them. Yes, 4 and 5 sacks would be beautiful, but we affected the quarterback in his ability to process information. He had to do it faster.
Yeah.
He had to do it absolutely faster, and I think that's the reason why we affected him so well.
Coach, it was interesting watching the game. Again, you tell me with the coaching hat on. There were times where I thought, man, Carolina's doing some good things on offense. They're completing passes. They were running the ball with Chuba Hubbard. And yet you look at their final stat line. You look at the points they put on the scoreboard. It doesn't look like they did all that much. I mean, maybe it was a bend but don't break defense at times for Jacksonville. But despite my thought, and I think the thought of a lot of people, we can't stop the run, and Bryce Young's got a lot of time, it didn't seem to matter because the defense played outstanding overall.
You know, I think both sides of the ball did a great job, just like you talked about. Defensively, he stood his ground. When they gave bend don't break, you know, and he let the players keep the ball in front of them and make the plays they need to play when they needed to. But when he needed to put the pressure on, he was able to just go ahead and do that. And then you look at Liam, and I mean, you got to give Liam a lot of credit. In the past, we've seen, you know, us get away from the run game. He easily could have just said, hey, you know, I'm going to center everything on this quarterback. You know, he stuck to his game plan and play action pass, and he was going to stick to the run. How many times we said, why didn't they stick to the run? He did not, as a coordinator, get away from it and decided, I'm going to come up with all these schemes to throw the ball into all these coverages, because they were very generic at a lot of times.
Yeah.
And he could have done that and just said, hey, instead of a run, I'll throw. He stuck to what they needed to get better at and punch somebody in the mouth.
Yeah, he could have got cute, Coach.
Yeah.
Essentially, he could have got cute when they had the lead and put up a whole bunch of stats throwing the ball because they were very vanilla in their coverages. But he said, no, we're going to run the ball because we know that down the road it's going to affect the outcome of the game a lot more often with the run, your ability to run the ball than throwing the ball all over the place.
Right. And he needed to make people believe in what he's preaching. You know, and if he would have gotten away from it, they say, he's no different than Peterson.
Exactly.
Back to the phone lines we go at 641-1010. Let's go to the west side. Get Belvis in here on 1010XL. Belvis, what do you got?
Hey, guys. Just want to welcome in Coach. Glad to have you on. And, of course, I haven't called in a long time, but every time I do on a win, I always welcome it with Molly Hatchet. Hell yeah!
Yeah, you're getting after it out there on the west side, and you deserve that. It's a good night to be a Jaguar fan tonight.
It is. And I got a question for Big Sears. Give me your good, bad, and either the ugly or the beautiful on the offensive line tonight. I'll take your call off there. Take your answer off the air.
Elvis, appreciate it. Leon, what about the two new guys? What about McCarry? What about Hainsey? Their first games as Jaguars.
They played well. They ran a couple of stunts, and they communicated well. Not only with each other, but they communicated well with the guys next to them. Because, you know, the center's got to have a good relationship with both his guards, especially when they start blitzing and twisting and all that kind of stuff. There's got to be communication, pass-offs, and all that kind of stuff. So I think for the most part, yeah, they did well. And I was watching them. They handled bull rushes pretty well. They did because, you know, when you go up against guys that are one techniques and three techniques, you're talking about shade noses and three techniques. You're talking about guys that are like 330, 340. You got to have some hip pockets. And my dad used to say, you got to have some hip pockets. That means you got to sink low. You got to get underneath there and bend your knees and move your feet. So I think for the most part, what I was watching, they did an outstanding job.
We're up against it, but Jonathan in Alabama has been on hold forever. Let's take Jonathan here on the fifth quarter. Again, we're with you till 9 o'clock tonight, so if you're on the line, we will get to you. We're going to take a lot more calls over the next hour plus, but Jonathan's been very patient. Jonathan, how you doing?
Duval!
Jonathan's fired up, absolutely. What are your thoughts, man?
Trevor had a really good game. The defense had a good game, and the only thing that bothered me today was the penalties. But, yes, they've got stuff to clean up, but overall I thought it was a really good game. And my football weekend was really good except for Lincoln losing on Friday night.
Yeah, Lincoln got the beating over here from Nice. Jonathan, appreciate the phone call. Yeah, everybody's football weekend was good except Gerald Ingram and mine. His alma mater, Michigan, kind of took it on the chops last night to OU. And I lost to USF because Billy Napier doesn't know how to do clock management with 2 minutes to go in the football
Hey,
game.
listen, we'll show you how to beat USF next week.
You better watch out for USF. That's all I'm
We're
saying.
going to give them the mud stomping.
All right,
we're going to do what y'all should have done at the crib.
Yeah, well, we got problems.
He's just USF.
There's no doubt about that. But that's a college problem. The NFL story is the Jacksonville Jaguars are 1-0 on the year, a 26-10 victory over the Carolina Panthers. If you're on the phone line, we will get to you, 641-1010. If you'd like to get in, there is room for you as well. The window world of Northeast Florida, fifth quarter. We are covered by Apex Roofing, and we are live at Hurricane Grill and Wings on Hendricks Avenue in San Marco. come on out. Did I see that both the coach Gerald Ingram and Leon Searcy have autographed some 1010XL swag here? And
No doubt.
We're going to hand that off to maybe the first person that comes up and says they heard about it on the radio.
That'll work.
I like that.
That's right.
I like that. But come on up and you'll get some autographs from Leon Searcy and the coach Gerald Ingram. And how many times do you get to see a Super Bowl ring live and in person? The coach is sporting his Super Bowl ring, one of his Super Bowl rings, on his finger as well. Back after this with a lot more to do on a victorious Sunday night here in the city of Jacksonville. It is the 5th quarter.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 3rd through 5th at Timuquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
If you're tired of weekend projects turning into weekend disasters, you're not alone. Building a fence isn't as easy as it looks. And let's face it, your neighbor still hasn't fixed his lopsided masterpiece. But Superior Fence and Rail makes it easy. Highly trained professionals, top quality materials, and a fence you'll love for years to come. Skip the stress and call the pros today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Get the real story from people who know the beautiful game best. The Coaches Show, presented by Sporting Jacks with Cole Pepper, Sporting Jacks head of soccer Mark Warburton, and Sporting Jacks women's coach Stacy Ballum. Tuesday nights at 6
on 1010 a.m.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through September 30th. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
It's the start of our favorite season in Jacksonville, football season. Let's get hyped and let's get the home in tip-top shape and let's get that house zero-resified. Carpets, tile, rugs, upholstery, hardwood, they'll take care of you. Call the folks at Zero Res right now, 287-5727. Ask for the 1010XL special. Get your 3 rooms of carpet cleaned at $139 plus a 4th room free. Zero Res. Spell it forwards or backwards. It spells the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res.
Jags fans, a new Everbank Performance account could be your ticket to London this October. The Everbank London Getaway Experience. One lucky winner and a guest get round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations, and tickets to see the Jags play in London. Everbank.com/London for official rules. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Everbank London Getaway Sweeps entry period 7/28/25 to 9/5/25. Enter and get official rules and details at everbank.com/London.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Mike Dempsey for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. If your roof's got any damage, if it leaks, if it's just old and ugly, call my friends at Apex Roofing. But Mike, roofs are so expensive. It's true, quality roofing is not cheap, but Apex Roofing has up to 100% financing available, so you don't have to compromise quality for budget. Apex Roofing, no shortcuts, no stress, just quality work with financing available. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacksonville Beach. ApexRoofingFL.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Putting an extra 60 minutes on the clock. The window world of Northeast Florida, fifth quarter. From Hurricane Grill and Wings, San Marco. Nailed down by Apex Roofing and Contracting on 1010XL.
Play fake. Trevor rolls to the right, looks, fires toward the end zone, ball caught! Touchdown, Jacksonville! Hunter Long, the tight end, from 6 yards away, and the Jags are in the end zone for the first time today.
Frank Frangie on the call, Jaguars Radio. Trevor Lawrence to Hunter Long. Every week here on the fifth quarter, we do give you a drive of the game. The drive of the game is brought to you by our friends at Randy Marion Cadillac. And here is this week's Randy Marion Cadillac drive of the game.
Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac drive of the game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
Now, Coach, the reason I wanted this to be the drive of the game, it wasn't, the sexiest drive. 8 plays, 35 yards. It was methodical. But what it was capitalizing off the interception. How many times have we seen the Jaguars get a turnover, right? Doesn't happen very often. And even fewer times to get a turnover and capitalize. Foye gets the pick at the 35-yard line. 8 plays later, Trevor Lawrence to Hunter Long for the score. So because of that, that is this week's Randy Marion Cadillac drive of the game.
That was great to see the offense finish an opportunity. When you get those opportunities, you like to see you finish and win and get a touchdown out of it, and not just a field goal out of it. So I mean that was a momentum seeker that was awesome to see, and like to see more of that. Because when you have to deal with adversity, you got to deal with it on the other side of the ball as well. You're going to have that situation, and you expect your defense to stop that. And we were able to capitalize on it and build off of that. So that's wonderful.
Leon, one of the most interesting things about the weather delay was the weather delay happened right after that touchdown. So you want to talk about momentum, positive momentum going into an hour and 20-minute delay. Lawrence to Long for the touchdown, and then you're out for an hour, 20 minutes. Jacksonville took a 10-3 lead into that delay because of that play.
Yeah, but I agree with you that we needed to score that before the rain delay. But, man, when you're in the groove, and I think the Jaguars, they were in a little bit of a groove, to have it just automatically stop. That's why when you said that the Jaguars played a little sloppy after but before that rain delay, we were grooving. We had momentum. We had great energy. I mean, we moved the ball methodically down the field. Even when we had the penalties, the first and 20s, the second and 20s, we still recovered from it. So, I mean, we were doing a lot of good. And I just know as a player, when you get into the flow of things and all of a sudden you got stoppage, it can be as frustrating as all outdoors. It's not, Coach?
Yeah, it's just like you said. We overcame our own penalties.
Exactly.
It did a great job. I mean, we didn't let it hinder us. It hindered them. They couldn't bounce back off their own injury, situations. Mm-hmm. And we did a great job in some drives there. There were some teachable moments, some momentum moments. Yeah. And we didn't flinch.
No. But the only thing that's disturbing about that hack is that against better teams, those first and 20s, those second and 20s, they become third and 12s.
Yeah, that can't happen against Cincinnati next week.
No, Cincinnati, Chiefs, Niners, all that kind of stuff.
And look, make no mistake about it. We talked about this coming into today's game, and now they did win the game, so you can say, oh, man, it was a must-win. This was by far and away, on paper, the easiest of the first 7 games leading up to the bye. Because now it's Cincinnati, Houston, San Francisco, Kansas City, Seattle, and the Rams.
Plus, you got to remember now, we all talk about camp nowadays, and you've been through camp and preseason. These guys don't play. They don't play on preseason games. So your first 4 games, you're learning to play as a team.
Yeah.
So when you can make mistakes and turn around and win the game and be physical and be tough, and let's also talk about, I thought these guys played with speed out there.
Yeah.
I thought there was more intensity than what we've seen.
Coach, I was concerned about their conditioning because, like you said, I mean, in our era, you know, we had 3.5-hour practices. We conditioned afterwards. We played preseason games. We went into this team didn't. So I was concerned about the weather and if these guys can go 50, 55, 60 plays a game. And for the most part, you watch it on the offensive side of the ball, I didn't see guys fatigued. I saw guys flying around. I saw guys executing at a very high level. So, you know, has to go off to the offense and the defense. We're playing with a high level of intensity.
Let's get back to the phone lines. It's 641-1010. It is the window world of Northeast Florida. 5th quarter. We, as always, are covered by Apex Roofing and Contracting. And again, live, Hurricane Grill and Wings in San Marco. 4 o'clock games have wrapped up. The Tennessee Titans fall to Denver, and the Houston Texans fall to the L.A. Rams. So Indianapolis and Jacksonville both 1-0. The Titans and the Texans both 0-1 to kick off the 2025 season. Back to the phone lines to St. John's. Let's go to Marino here on the 5th quarter. Marino, what's going on?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
What it do?
Doing good, doing good. It's always good to get a Jaguars win, you know. It's just been calling on this station for a minute now. It's just like, dang, we actually won, you know. It's just, I'm glad to be a Jaguar, you know. And hold on, let me hit it with a
Oh, Marino fired up. And you know, from a fan base perspective, and Leon, you and I have done this show this is our 8th year. We figured that out, our 8th year together doing the 5th quarter. Man, we've done a lot of losses after this.
Yeah.
And I was telling Coach when I came in, there's a couple people on Twitter that are saying, you know, got to clean this up, got to clean that up. I agree with all that. And we've talked about that. But at the end of the day, the Jacksonville Jaguars are above 500 at 1-0.
Bro.
And this has been few and far between for the last few years. So enjoy it.
Bro, Coach will tell you this. It's hard to win in the NFL.
Yeah.
Even against teams like the Panthers, they give you a tough task, you know? I mean, so you whenever you can go and represent and get a dub, bro, celebrate
and get a dub when you didn't probably play near your best.
No, you didn't. You absolutely didn't play your best. Like I said earlier, Coach, we're going to sit in the meeting room, offensive meeting room, defensive meeting room, and the offensive coordinator is going to say, hey, listen, look at this guy right here. Look at this guy streaking down here. Look at this guy on this crossing pattern. Hey, look at this hole that the running back could have taken, and we could have got more extra yards. It's going to be all in the defensive side, same way. Hey, if you get it on this dog, or you get around the corner, we got a sack. So there are points out there, there are opportunities out there on both sides of the ball. What you want to do is you want to clean it up. You're going to clean it up tomorrow. Watch the film, work out, lift, get your day off on Tuesday and Wednesday. Let's go back to work and let's get to the business of beating the Bengals.
That's right. Get ready for Cincinnati. No question about that.
Plus, I'm going to say one thing. I'm gonna pull a hardball on this one. All right. As far as things go today, we got 24 hours to enjoy this. But who's got it better than us?
Nobody.
In our division.
Nobody.
That's right.
Ain't nobody. So you better enjoy it and hope for it the next week. But enjoy the wins and see how things up at the end of the season.
Let's head out to Clay County to the Orange Park area. Let's get Buck in here on 1010XL on the 5th quarter. Buck, what's going on?
Hey, fellas. Hey, fellas, how y'all doing tonight?
Good, Buck. What's on your mind, bud?
I want to say thank you, Hack and Mr. Searcy, for the show. We love listening. Been a long-time listener.
Appreciate you.
I want to say that every position we have some really good signs. From Trevor. I wish he'd run a little bit more, a little bit less scary. The offensive line played good. Our linebackers, Aluakon, all over the field. Our secondary was biting, and it was a good, complete game with a lot of opportunities to get better, but a lot of good things to take away from it, too.
Buck, thank you for the phone call. You know, I alluded to him earlier. Aluakon's our defensive player of the game, and with good reason. If he wasn't the defensive player of the game, you know who I thought would have been was Jordan Lewis. That guy had an incredible camp. 8 years for the Dallas Cowboys. They were mad that he left. I mean, they wanted him back. The fan base was up in arms that Dallas didn't re-sign him. Probably not as bad as the Micah Parsons situation, but nevertheless, they were still mad that Jordan Lewis wasn't re-signed. I don't know why Dallas let him out of there. He's been fantastic in camp, and outside of Oluwakin today, I thought he was probably the best player on defense.
Yeah, he had a major breakup that could have easily been a catch.
He had a major breakup. He had the pick, and then he had the hit on Bryce Young that caused an incompletion.
Absolutely. I mean, he had a phenomenal game. Absolutely had a phenomenal game. And I like the fact that he's a little spark plug. He he talks the talk and then he backs it up. I like that about him. You want guys on your team that are a little edgy. You know what I'm saying, Coach? We had guys like Beasley that were kind of guys like that little edge guys running their mouth, but were dogs when it came to
But to that point, Coach, you know, when you think of free agency, you think about bringing the 25, 26, 27-year-old going into their second contract. The Jaguars did some of that, but by and large, it was Jordan Lewis. It was DeJuan Smoot. It was Austin Johnson. You trade for Colin Saunders, Eric Murray. I mean, talk about veteran guys. It's a little different tack than was used here in prior regimes, which is good. Anything different here would be good. But I like the way those veterans look today.
Well, I think he tried to bring some tough guys in here as best they can get. You know, you know, sometimes you think you bring some rookies in here, you think they're tough, but this is a level of ball. When you got to play against other peers at the highest level, sometimes the courage check isn't always there.
Not only tough, Coach, but smart.
As well as smart. So, yeah, I think they've tried to do a good job of just not looking at the athletic ability of a guy. What is the heart of the guy and what's the toughness of the person?
Smart.
As well as being smart.
Yeah, smart, tough, physical football players. Something we've been lacking here, quite frankly, for a long time. Back to the phone lines. Let's go to the south side. Let's get Pee Wee up here on the fifth quarter on 1010XL. Pee Wee, what do you got?
Leon, what's going on, baby? It's Pee Wee.
What's good with you?
Man, just raising great kids. There's a great stat today that I think I should share. I shared it with all my friends on our group text messages. In the first half of this game, we had 258 yards. The last time that happened was 19 years ago against the Colts in 2006. 19 years ago. 258 yards, guys. His first game, right? It's a pretty amazing story, guys, if you look at it. And, of course, I had to look it up on AI.
Oh, Pee Wee, appreciate the phone call. I remember that Colts game. That Colts game, Fred Taylor had a really good game that day, if memory serves, towards the latter stages of his career. And, yeah, the offense was good. And I've coached from a coaching standpoint. And, again, I don't know how much you can assess without looking at the All-22, which will come later in the week. But how did you feel about the play calling, what Liam Cohen was throwing out there? Because remember, Liam Cohen, the head coach, is calling the plays.
Well, I didn't think there was a play. I didn't feel that there was any play that Liam got caught with his pants down today at all.
Never good to get caught with your pants down.
He was never behind the 8 ball today in any way. He was securing his protections. I thought he was securing the route decisions. You know, the post in route on 3rd and 18 was a great call. I thought most of his calls were great calls. Even the interception call, it was a great call if he throws it a little later. You know, if the quarterback doesn't underthrow Hunter on that and just, you know, sees where the flat player, you know, I don't think that kid knew Hunter was really there. But he had nobody else to respond to. But if he throws it to the sideline, Hunter opens to the next window, and we don't have to worry about an interception ball. You know, I think that'll be a coachable moment tomorrow in the meeting. You know, that, hey, you could have waited another hitch for that to open. It doesn't happen. But it was the call for that coverage. You know, I really thought he's been on, and that's good. I think he's a smart, quality guy, and he's a subtle communications type person, which is good. It's good to see. Looks like he's having fun out there.
Agreed. And you know what else I loved? It's 23-3 at the time. No, it was 26-3 at the time. Oh, I'm sorry, 23-3, and then Carolina scored. But when Carolina's moving the ball down, Jaguars are up 20. There's 7 minutes to go in the game. Cohen is visibly frustrated with a couple of third down conversions for Carolina. I mean, he was in the game. He was immersed in it. He's the offensive play caller, but he's getting after it on the defensive side, too, being up 20 points with 7 minutes to go. Let's be honest. That sounds like a normal thing in the NFL. There have been guys that have been the head coach of this franchise. That was 7 minutes to go in a 20-point game. We didn't see a whole lot of interaction with on the sideline.
No animation.
Presumably Urban Meyer and Doug Peterson towards the end of last year. I like seeing a coach that gets fired up even though the game is already basically over with 7 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's been. Well, go ahead, Coach.
Well, before we even get to all of that, you imagine Buddy Ryan with the offensive coordinator calling a play at the minus 40-yard line?
Oh,
I'm fourth and one.
Yeah.
You serious?
Yeah.
You know.
And it was the same
I
thing.
give him all the credit. He's not trying to be traditional and correct.
It was the same call they made against the Steelers. 4th and 1 against the Steelers.
Totally did.
The same thing. De'Ami Brown.
Just went the other way with it.
Yeah. Look, I love it.
Love it.
And
they didn't anticipate it.
No. And Leon, again, back to the attitude of Liam. I love what I've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, this wasn't a good Panthers team. So your approach to the game while you're up 20 is got to be approached to somewhere down the road. When we play better teams.
I guess the only thing I would say about that is it's not a good Panther team. The reason Liam Cohen and James Gladstone are here is because it was an awful Jaguar team last year.
True.
And the Jaguars were a 4-win team. By the way, the Panthers won more games than the Jaguars did a year ago. And the Jaguars went out there today and beat the crap out of them in Liam Cohen's first game. Which, again, people are going to say it's not a good Carolina team. And I hear that. It was not a good Jaguar team last year either.
True.
Who was the better team today? It wasn't even close. It was the Jaguars.
But as you said, would you expect anything less?
Wow.
Really? Going into this game, you knew they weren't a very good team.
And they had injury problems. Yeah.
You knew they had some injury problems. Would you expect anything less out of your team?
No.
Do we expect anything less? Now, if we would have gotten our tails kicked today, we would have been this is a totally different talk.
Yeah,
if that would have happened.
Yeah.
But they did what we thought they should do. Okay, with better, you had so much doubt about the offensive line. You had doubt about, certain linebacker positions. I don't think you had a lot of doubt about the secondary. I think you felt really good about the secondary. You got a young receiver who's going to play offense and defense. There's so much talk going on. ETN and the running backs. All of a sudden now ETN's not good enough for us, and we got 3 other guys that are better than him. So he's got to play with pride because in all reality, he's going home every day thinking, they don't think I'm that good. But you know what? I'm going to put myself above myself and play for the team. Not only am I playing for a contract, but I'm playing for the team.
But I like that chip on ATM because we become the benefactors.
That's it. You got to have that.
Yes.
It's a powerful motivator. Contract years are always powerful motivators.
Great. Competition is all you have. When you're in college coaching, hey, that kid is trying to get to the NFL. You can dog cuss him. You can do anything you want to that kid. He knows he's trying to get to the NFL. If the NFL and the check is there in the mail already, hey, there's a lot of things that people play for, okay? But when it has to play against his own peers and a contract, your pride's on the line. And that's what we taught, and that's what Leon gets tired about. He says, aren't these guys up front playing with the same pride I had? This is the material I'm sending out to everybody, my own peers and fans. I'm supposed to be the tough guy, but I don't play like it. That's sickening when you're a premier player. When you're done, you're like, are you kidding me? You think that was good? You thought that was tough?
Didn't have that problem today. The Jaguars 26-10 winners over the Carolina Panthers. We are at halftime on the debut show of the fifth quarter here on 1010XL in 2025, the window world of Northeast Florida. Fifth quarter, as always, we are covered by Apex Roofing and Contracting, and we are live at Hurricane Grill and Wings in San Marcos, 1615 Hendricks Avenue. Come on out, say hello. We're with you for another hour or so. Sunday Night Football going to be kicking off here in the next 25 minutes. Buffalo and Baltimore, a good one on Sunday Night Football tonight. If you're on the line, we will get to you more of your phone calls. We'll also give you a performance painting play of the game as well, as the Jaguars 1-0 to begin 2025 after beating Carolina today in reasonably easy fashion.
Frank Frangie here for Coyle & Sons Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember the 2017 AFC Championship game when Miles Jack wasn't down? You know what else isn't down? Fences installed by Coyle. Their fences have been standing tall here in Jacksonville for nearly a century. Since 1927, Coyle has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida. If you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821, CoyleJacks.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E, Jacks.com. Coyle Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Fall is here. The air is crisp. Football is on, and the perfect backyard atmosphere starts with a high-quality fireplace from CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Hey, it's Joe C. Imagine nights by the fire, cheering on your team, surrounded by friends and family. CSS can transform your outdoor space into the ultimate game day destination. Stylish, warm, and built for memories. With several wood, gas, and electric options, let CSS make your backyard the best seat in the house. Visit CSSFireplaces.com.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock?
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. That's right, Terminix it.
He's not Pistol Pete, he's Pete Prisco.
Been on the wanted list almost 20 years.
CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco joins the Frangie Show Friday afternoons on 1010XL. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Jags fans, a new Everbank Performance account could be your ticket to London this October. The Everbank London Getaway Experience. One lucky winner and a guest get round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations, and tickets to see the Jags play in London. Everbank.com/London for official rules. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Everbank London Getaway Sweeps entry period 7/28/25 to 9/5/25. Enter and get official rules and details at everbank.com/London.
The station that covers the Jaguars day in and day out. WJXL AM and FM. Jacksonville Beach. This is 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Tired of high energy bills? Replace those inefficient windows and patio doors now with the big BOGO event. Buy one, get one 40% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires September 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Need electric vehicle repair? Guardian Collision is expert certified for any electric vehicle. Trust the home team for auto body repair on your EV. Guardian Collision. They guard what moves you at GuardianCollision.com.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K. October 3rd through 5th at Timuquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
The drip from a leaky faucet isn't just annoying, it's wasteful. Worn parts or corrosion could waste thousands of gallons a year.
Superior Plumbing and Pipeline will fix it fast. When your faucet's leaking, make the superior choice. Learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Bringing you an extra quarter of football.
The window world of Northeast Florida, fifth quarter. From Hurricane Grill and Wings, San Marco. Nailed down by Apex Roofing and Contracting on 1010XL.
It's a reverse. This is going to be Brian Thomas Jr. to the 5. Brian Thomas Jr. into the end zone. He took a reverse handoff from Trevor Lawrence, and he waltzed into the end zone. A 9-yard touchdown. Jacksonville has extended the lead. How good is that?
Frank Frangie on the call, Jaguars Radio, BTJ, Brian Thomas Jr. with the touchdown. Every week here on the fifth quarter, we do give you a play of the game. That play of the game is brought to you by our friends at Performance Painting. And RJ, let's do it right now. The Performance Painting play of the game.
Now, the Performance Painting high performance play of the game. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Leon, there's no doubt it was a quiet day for Brian Thomas Jr. as far as catching the ball. Only one catch for 11 yards. But if you're not doing it there, a good player will find other ways to impact the game. Brian Thomas Jr. obviously did that with that touchdown run on the reverse, finding the end zone, and becoming today's play of the game.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep him involved. I mean, he's still your best player on offense, in my opinion, outside of Trevor. So, I mean, he only had the one catch for 11 yards, but that end around keeps him involved in the game or whatever, so he's not frustrated. Because, listen, anytime you get a guy like that, the coach will tell you this, we want Brian Thomas Jr. to become a diva. We want him to demand the football because he's that good. So it might be a little frustrating that he only had one catch today, but down the road, he's going to be spectacular.
Well, one of the good things, Coach, 7 different players caught the ball. So Trevor was moving it around pretty good. The leading receiver was Britton Strange, 4 for 59. Travis Hunter had 6 catches for 33. De'Ami Brown, 3 for 52. But overall, 7 different Jaguars caught a pass today.
Well, it's kind of like you said. It's you look at the quality of the coaching, and players evaluate coaches as well. I remember being here with Jimmy Smith and how frustrated Jimmy would get sometimes because he's getting double coverage, because of the quality of who he is. But when you as a coach, you start putting him in different plays that they can't play that coverage, that's a sign of coaching that helps that player not be so frustrated that you're trying to make a difference. It's like a defensive end. If he's going to get chipped all day and you don't do some stunts or do something that frees him up, he's like, where's the limit of your coaching? I'm seeing this other places, that, hey, you're helping your best player still make plays. And you have to involve, and that was good to see.
It was. There's no doubt about that. 26-10, Jacksonville over Carolina. Again, with you for another 35, 40 minutes or so. Live from Hurricane Grill and Wings in San Marco. 1615 Hendricks Avenue is our location. To the phone lines we go. It's 641-1010. Let's head out to Mandarin. Let's get Leo on here on 1010XL. Leo, what do you got?
Thank you, gentlemen. Are we back, dude? Are we back? Are we back on the air, and are we back? Dude, yes, I'm so excited. They got the home win check. That's all I complained about last year was losing at home. Liam Cohen, yeah, I'm sold. He's the first, did I hear this right? The first Jaguar coach to win his debut over Coughlin and Del Rio and all them coaches? Dude, that's a great sign. I like him. I like the play calling. All of it was crisp. There is some things that need cleanup, but I'm not going to touch on that right now. It's 3 things. I can't believe y'all gave that for the play of the game. It's 2 plays I want to talk to y'all about real quick. Dude, I want to give a shout-out to Tyson Campbell. I don't know if y'all saw, he pulled that dude Tetrazoa's arm down to his body and stopped that dude. He was going to catch that ball in the end zone, bro. Tyson Campbell literally stopped that touchdown. That was a great play. I love Foye Oluokun, dude. When he punched that football out, dude, did y'all see him punch Bryce Young in the mouth? I'm not punching a dude in the mouth. He literally punched Bryce Young in the face, and it ricocheted off his face, and he punched the ball. That was a great play. And then they robbed my guy Dewey of that interception because he had a few little hiccups in the game, and that was going to be his redemption. They should have let that slide. I didn't like that referee. He kept laughing and smiling every time he called our penalties, but that's okay. We still got the win. One last thing, that 26, dude, that's still like top 6, 7 right now. I think, like, if the whole league, that 26 is great. Dude, I like this team. They got a lot of things they can clean up. But like I said, we'll talk about that down the road. They got the home win, bro, and I don't know. I don't know if we back. I don't know what this going to mean, but I like the coach. He's intangibly rich. And go Jags. Y'all take care, man.
Leo, appreciate the phone call. Coach, you alluded to the Tyson Campbell play before we came on the air. You noticed that as well, a great play to separate McMillan from that ball there in the end zone.
No, it was a phenomenal play. I mean, you couldn't play it any better than that because, you know, in some situations, you know, if we've been on the road, you know, they might call it the other way. You know what I mean? It's, you know, that was a phenomenal play. It really was, because that is against a pretty good receiver. He's going to be a good player.
Oh, yeah.
One day. I mean, he had some contested balls he could have came up with, and I thought he was well tested today going into the quarterback that we have to play against next week, because he can throw the ball in some tight quarters, and you're going to have some guys make some plays against their receivers next week. So this is a confidence builder into the next game.
Leon, surprised Travis Hunter only got 6 snaps on defense?
No, not really. I mean, you want to. The majority of the stuff is going to be offensively, I think.
Sure.
And I think that we're well equipped enough on the back end as far as the DBs go, because you don't want to take a good DB out of a game just because you're trying to give him reps.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you want them to get situated in the offense, and then you put them in situational defensive situations where maybe it's 3rd and long, or you're in the red zone, all of that kind of stuff. I wasn't that surprised that he played more of the offensive side, because I think it's more of a maturation process, and you get him offensively, get his juices flowing offensively, so then he can kind of, you know, filter his way in their defense.
Yeah, 6 plays on defense, 6 catches on offense for Travis Hunter in his NFL debut. Let's head down to Orlando. Let's get Rod in here on the 5th quarter on 1010XL, live from Hurricanes in San Marco. Rod, what do you got?
All right, boys. Hey, 1-0. I got 3 things for you. Main thing is, look, we won. It was a 16-point victory at home, but you can call that a 14-point swing when they called back Dewey's interception at the end there. It could have been 30-3, super ugly, but also a bunch of things that we could have looked at that we could improve. So we come a long way from, you know, looking crappy to start the year to honestly possibly winning by 27 points. Second thing is Coach Camp on defense starting his year with the Jags. How many times last year we didn't send a single blitz, no pressure. Yes, we had 1 sack. It's good to have Smoot back. But bottom line is we affected the quarterback whether or not we got to him. But third thing is, heck, there's a Greyhound bus that you can take and send Billy Napier from Gainesville all the way up to Tallahassee, and he can watch Gus Malzahn call a proper game plan. So that's all I got for you. I'll take your comments off the air.
Rod, appreciate it. This is the Jaguar 5th quarter. I'll have plenty of thoughts on Billy Napier tomorrow night on Hacker After Dark, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock here on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM. And I think you're hearing from the fans, and we've taken a bunch of calls tonight. And, Leon, you and I have done this so long where we're so used to hearing dejection and people just being upset or mad or angry, you know, whatever. It's almost a sense of relief. You know, you're better than Carolina. On paper, you were the favorite coming in, and you went out there and you actually looked like you were better than Carolina. And one of the craziest things I heard from one of my buddies today, a pretty knowledgeable Jaguar fan, he said it actually looks like the coaches know what they're doing. Because there have been times, I mean, let's be honest, not to talk about ill will by people that aren't here, there have been times where literally you wondered what the coaches were thinking. And today it looked like a functional NFL team with their decision-making.
It looked like a functioning operation on both sides of the ball, bro. I mean, the play calling on offense and play calling on defense, there seemed to be a nice little flow. Trevor looked comfortable. He was making he looked confident in his throws. I mean, that's coaching, bro. That's coaching. I mean, listen, all the coaches do is set the table for you to eat. And that's what this team did. How many times have we gone in the game and said, man, they should beat this team, and they didn't?
Oh.
numerous times.
Too many to count.
Too many times. Where they say, oh, this team is down. There's no way we should win this game. We lose. That's coaching, bro. And another good thing about it is that the fact that we won the game, sometimes as a team, as a player, as an individual, you got to see yourself have success. Mm-hmm. You have to. For so often, these teams, these Jaguars teams, have had to watch film of them just get drummed, get obliterated. But this film that they're going to watch on Monday, they're going to see a lot of good stuff. And I'm telling you, it does something to your psyche when you're a player and you see yourself go out there and play good. Because now I know you can do it. So now I expect you to do it every week. That's what my mom used to tell me. My mom used to tell me to go clean the room. And she come in there and say, oh, now I know that you can do it.
Yeah.
I'd better see you do it all the time now.
That's the standard has been raised. And I'll tell you what's interesting as well, Coach. I did Charlotte radio this weekend. This week I was talking to a couple of those guys. They thought about Jacksonville the way we thought about them. People up in Charlotte looked at this game. Oh, we're better than Jacksonville. They got all those new players. They got the Duval guy, and as the head coach, we're going to run roughshod over them. I cannot imagine what Charlotte postgame radio is like right now after the beating they received down here today. Kind of tickles me a little bit, to be honest with you.
Better them than us, but, kind of like you said, don't ever play down to your opponent. Not to talk about college ball, but did Florida play down?
Yeah. Or
okay.
Billy Napier's
so, and that
terrible.
happens no matter if it's college or NFL. Sometimes you can play down to the level of the individual that you didn't respect them. Then all of a sudden, you're not doing what you normally should do. You set a standard for yourself. That's what they needed to do here. That's what they wanted to do here. That's what they wanted to do in this first game. It's a great start. They have to enjoy it. They got 24 hours to enjoy it. Look at the good, look at the bad, and say we got to play better because it wasn't good enough. This past week was not good enough to play against next week.
No.
And that's how you got to handle it every week.
Level of competition is absolutely going up, going to Cincinnati. Let's squeeze in Brandon. He's out in Jacksonville Beach. He's been on hold for a while. Brandon, you're on the fifth quarter on 1010XL. What's going on?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I appreciate it. One thing, I'm turning 52 this month, so I've been a Jaguar fan for a very, very long time. I cannot say a time that I've seen us be more physical than a team. And a couple points on that was, and somebody we haven't really talked about, was Brenton Strange. We did get rid of Ingram. He was a great pass catcher. Brenton had some great catches, but there was one particular play. Didn't get a lot of yards to Tank Bisbee, but it reminded me of Merriman when he got knocked out by Maurice Jones-Drew. I don't know if you saw that block. It was amazing, and that shows what we can be this year, and that's what I'm super excited about. I think we're going to be a very physical team. We're going to be a very smart team. We're going to be a very fast team, and I'm super, super excited.
Brandon, appreciate the phone call. Brenton Strange on the ETN 71-yard run had one of the key blocks. He was pulling or moving over in motion. He had one of the key blocks on the ETN run. I thought Brenton Strange had a great game today. Absolutely. All right, we'll come back with a special teams player of the game. We'll take more of your phone calls. We're with you for about another half an hour or so. It is the Window World of Northeast Florida, fifth quarter. As always, we are presented and covered by Apex Roofing and Contracting, and we are live. Hurricane Grill and Wings in San Marco, 1615 Hendricks Avenue, one of our favorite places to go for the fifth quarter. We were out here a few times last year. We'll be out here a few times this year. Delicious food, tasty drinks, TVs everywhere. We invite you to come on out and watch a little Sunday night football as Baltimore and Buffalo are about to kick things off. Special teams player of the game, your phone calls coming up on a victorious Sunday evening here in Northeast Florida. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 1-0 on the year.
What's 1010XL's starting lineup?
The starting lineup.
Hicken and Prosser in the morning. Dipsy and Fat Tony with the Jags. Josie, Matt, and Leon middays. Tommy, Lauren, and Taylor. Helmets and heels. Frangie and Carline drive you home. And Baloo and Hacker in the evening. Live and local all day. 1010XL.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey,
Hey, Jason, thanks for coming over so quick.
Sure thing, pal. What's the big... Whoa!
See, I told you there was a smell.
Yeah, it smells like...
Exactly, or a dead one more like it.
You need some fresh air in here.
Well, this is the problem, Jason. I've kept everything sealed up tight all summer long so I don't lose all my nice cool air. Now all the dog smells and cooking smells and home gymnasium, man cave smells are all building up and I can barely...
Dude, where are the Bueller sunglasses I gave you?
Oh, I don't know. They must be in my other...
Put on my emergency pair.
Whoa.
Bueller Air and Plumbing can install an air purification add-on to your existing air conditioner. Clean the air of dust and pollen and funky smells while you cool.
So I can keep all the cool air I saved up?
And your place won't smell like a dead...
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
All right, Prosser here, and I've been telling you about Chad and Sandy. They make the promise. Let me show you some of the proof. This is Nicoletta and Daniel in Panther Creek. We don't recommend this, but we bought our new house before we sold our old one. Then worst case scenario happened. Our old home failed to sell in a year with another realtor. Finally, we got smart. We hired Chad and Sandy, and they sold it in 10 days above asking price. These are the results you're getting with Chad and Sandy at chadandsandy.com. Area homes are selling, but you got to have the right people on your side. Maybe you want max price. Doesn't matter if you're buying or selling. Maybe you just want to sell right now. Well, fast, easy, and stress-free, that's what Chad and Sandy bring to you. They have this guarantee. They guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. They're the local real estate experts you can trust for all of your real estate needs. Go to chadandsandy.com today. That's chadandsandy.com, or call that help hotline, 904-414-6200.
After I came home from Iraq, I could still hear the booms. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
DAV helps veterans get the benefits they've earned.
Thanks to DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories great and small.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
When it comes to my opinion, I love dropping the hammer. I'm Hayes Carlyon. Listen for Hammer Time with Hayes, weekdays on The Frangie Show.
Hammer Time with Hayes, driven by Kia on Atlantic. Check us out at KiaOnAtlantic.com.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville, here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here. You've heard me talking about Pella Windows and Doors. With great ratings and expert reviews, you know they're high quality and energy efficient products. So what's your next step? Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or just stop by the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. Their professional design consultants will guide you through your entire project from start to finish. And that's the quality and service you can expect from Pella Windows and Doors.
This football season, Hurricane Grill and Wings is your game day getaway. Catch every play with the perfect drink in hand. Handcrafted cocktails like the Millionaire Margarita, Spicy Guavarita, Old Fashioned, or the Red Bullerita. Beer more your style to watch the games? Enjoy an ice cold Bud Light. Game day cocktails and Bud Light specials are here all season long at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find a restaurant near you at hurricanewings.com.
When storms start to crop up in the Atlantic or Gulf this time of year, having a solid plan to handle anything that sweeps through the first coast is very important. That's where American Electrical comes in. Ensure your home's safety and comfort with an American Electrical home generator. As the area's leading home generator dealer and installer, American Electrical can offer you easy installation, simple maintenance, and peace of mind. Schedule an assessment by simply calling the team at American Electrical. They'll walk you through the best generator for your home or business. Log on, american-electrical.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. The window world of Northeast Florida, fifth quarter. From Hurricane Grill and Wings, San Marco. Covered by Apex Roofing and Contracting on 1010XL.
Young looks, fires downfield, and that ball's tipped and intercepted. It was tipped into the air, and a diving interception by Foye Oluokun, and the Jags take over at the 35-yard line of Carolina.
Frank Frangie on the call, Jaguars radio. By the way, kudos to Eric Murray on that play. Foye got the pick, but the reason Foye got the pick is Eric Murray made the play to bounce the ball up in the air, and Foye was able to bring it down. So the two veterans for the Jacksonville Jaguars, two of the veterans, Foye and Eric Murray, combining on that play there. Every week here on the fifth quarter, we always give you a special teams player of the game. Special teams player of the game is brought to you by Superior Plumbing. RJ, let's do it right now. The Superior Plumbing Special Teams Player of the Game.
Jacksonville was built on specialists. Now the Special Teams Player of the Week, sealed by Superior Plumbing and Pipeline.
And the Superior Plumbing Special Teams Player of the Game, it's an easy one. Cam Little. He's the best kicker in the National Football League. Made a 70-yarder. Made 4 kicks today, all right down the middle. 2 years in, well, really 18 games into his career. Leon, I'm not crazy, right? He's the best kicker in the National Football League, correct?
Yes. I have no problem saying that.
No. I have no trepidation saying that.
Little name, Bigfoot.
I got all these Dallas people in my mentions talking about Brandon Aubrey this and Brandon Aubrey that. I would take Cam Little over Brandon Aubrey.
Absolutely. The upside alone. I mean, he's young. I mean, how many kicks did he miss last year? 2?
He missed 2.
2 last year?
He's 4 for 4 now.
Yeah. He'll be a perennial All-Pro, was all said and done.
He looks very confident out there.
Oh, yeah, and the weapon, Coach, to know you have a kicker like that, have confidence in your kicker. I mean, you saw Cleveland literally lose a game today because they don't have a kicker. That's got to give Liam Cohen so much confidence to send Cam Little out there when he needs to.
Hell, go ahead, Coach. Now,
Imagine how many people cheered him on when he kicked that.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't care who it was. You know what I mean? I mean, it's got to be great for that individual's, confidence to experience something like that, because how many coaches would allow him to do that?
Yeah.
And he got that opportunity to prove himself and feel good about it.
He shortens the field now, Hack.
Yeah.
I mean, because now all you got to do is really get to the 50.
Well, the crazy thing was they hit De'Ami Brown for that big play that made it an easier field goal. You know Jacksonville would have tried a 65-yarder.
Absolutely.
I mean, Cam Little proves he's got that leg and then some in the preseason. But then De'Ami makes that play. By the way, De'Ami Brown had a very nice debut as a Jaguar as well.
He did.
3 catches for 52 yards and a couple of runs, including that 4th down conversion. All right, back to the phone lines we go. Let's take a couple of more calls. If you want to get in, now would be the time. It's 641-1010. Let's head out to Jacksonville Beach. Let's get Brandon in here on the fifth quarter on 1010XL. Brandon has dropped. All right, let's go to Keystone. Let's get Rodney in here on 1010XL. Rodney, what do you got? Rodney, are you with us? Rodney going once. Rodney going twice. All right, Rodney's out of here. So, the Jaguars win today 26-10. We've talked a lot about the bad things that happened. The penalties were not good. There were some other things that weren't very good. But again, we highlighted it at the top. 200 yards rushing from a former running backs coach and a former offensive lineman. Let me begin with the coach, Gerald Ingram. 200 yards rushing. I mean, I don't care any way you slice it, Coach. I know 71-yard run. I get it. You get 200 yards rushing in a day's work. That's a really, really good day at the office for the running game.
That's a phenomenal day. I don't care who you play against in the NFL. It's hard to run. It's hard to run the ball in the NFL, and to accomplish that, it means physical toughness. As opposed to just pass blocking all day. The offensive linemen want to go ahead and smack somebody in the mouth. And I don't care if you're on the defensive side of the ball, the offensive side. There's something about pride and feeling good about being able to do that today. I remember, and we were in New York, and Baltimore was the number one defense against the rush, and we ran for 250 yards against them and Ray Lewis. You know, it didn't matter. I mean, we won the game, but we settled their cockiness down.
Yeah.
When you can do that, you walk away feeling damn good about kicking somebody's ass in the NFL.
Leon, let me ask you this. All right, when you know you got a defensive lineman on their heels, Carolina players were coming off injured towards the end of the game, hands were on hips, you're just pounding away to the tune of 200 yards on the ground. That's got to be the best feeling on earth for an offensive lineman.
It is, because I remember being here in Jacksonville, even when I was with the Steelers, we want 10, 12, 14-play drives.
Yeah.
We want to control the clock. We want to move the chains. We want to tire you out. It was nothing more gratifying to me to see defensive tackles doing this, tapping their head. And I used to turn around and say, "What you doing? Why you running off the field? You tired? We coming again? We lining up." Listen, there's nothing more demoralizing to any defense when they know you're going to run and they can't stop you. Can't stop you. And nothing, whatever they try, they can't stop you. And as an offensive lineman, you want to eat. I'm guarantee you, when they're on that sideline, some of them guys are sitting on that bench telling their offensive line coach, "We got them. Let's go. Let's keep running. Let's keep running the ball." And that's what they did. I love the fact that Liam Cohen, when he first came here in his presser, when he was a Jaguar for about a week or two, he said, "We're going to run the football." It's a point of emphasis. In order for my offense to run effectively like it should, we got to run the football. And he said it, and he's holding to it, and it was great to see today.
Yeah, they definitely ran it today. Again, 200 yards on 32 carries. They average over 6 yards a carry. Let's go to the south side. Let's get James in here on the fifth quarter on 1010XL. James, what's going on?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Doing well, buddy. How are you?
Hey, great win, 1-0. I love it. I've called into you several times, Hacker, but my question is, where were the dogs at today? What Leon calls the dogs. Where was Josh Hines Allen or Trayvon Walker? Did the Panthers game plan against them, you think? I didn't hear their name called all day. I just want to know. We're going to need them in the future. And it was a great game, but where were those dogs at today?
James, appreciate the phone call. This goes back into what we talked about in the first hour. I'll have to go back and watch it again, but just if memory serves, Hines Allen and Walker, it's not going to show up in the stat line, but both of those guys affected the quarterback in a big way. I know Hines Allen got kind of singled out on the broadcast for going inside, allowing Bryce Young to go outside and gain like 20 yards on a scramble. But outside of that, I thought Hines Allen and Walker set the tone, and Trayvon in particular wasn't credited for a sack, but there were numerous instances where Bryce Young either had to throw it away or had to throw it before he wanted to because of Trayvon Walker.
Yeah, I mean, because in this league, it's two things. You protect and affect the quarterback.
Yeah.
And I think for the most part in this game, well, with some of the line stunts and some of the blitzes that we had off the corner and the pressures we had interiorly and outside, we affected Bryce. His ability to process information, he had to do it much faster because he had people in his face. I don't think there ever was a time where he was comfortable in the pocket. Now Josh Hines Allen, he knows better on that one particular play to make that inside move because he knows he has contained. But he thought he could make a play. He didn't. It didn't happen. So, that's a teaching lesson in the film room. But I think for the most part, this defense came after Bryce Young and made him uncomfortable, and he made some errant decisions because of it.
I also thought Trayvon Walker, coach, was good in the running game. I remember a couple instances where he crashed the line and tackled the running back pretty early.
I think they're the unsung heroes when you end up looking at the tape. I remember watching a few times centering on those two guys. They collapsed the pocket where they rushed the quarterback's throw. I thought there were people in the quarterback's lap that he had to throw the ball. He thought he had to throw the ball because his own players were in his lap. And that's where I saw Allen a few times for sure, where he definitely drove the left tackle into his lap. I thought they did their job well. And now they may not have gotten their sacks, but I thought they rushed that quarterback and made him nervous.
Let's get two more phone callers in on this side. Again, we'll go to Devin and Mike. Let's begin on the south side. Let's get Devin in here on the fifth quarter on 1010XL, live from Hurricanes in San Marco. Devin, what's going on?
Hey, man. Hey, a win's a win. I'm happy. Our secondary looks phenomenal, but Trevor just looks a lot sped up still. I really would just like to see him look more comfortable in the pocket. I don't know. I think we need to address it, but A win's a win. Duval.
Devin, thank you for the phone call. Leon, we did this in the first hour. As the Jaguar running game is coming down the train tracks here. That's what they did to the Carolina Panthers earlier today. Your thoughts on Trevor Lawrence, again, for people just tuning in. Was it perfect? No. But I thought Trevor did some nice things overall.
He did. He did some nice things. He seemed to be comfortable in the pocket. Had a lot to do with the offensive line. Seemed to be confident in his throws. I think his mechanics, his footwork was a lot better, maybe from years past. And, Liam Combs said that. Early when he first came in, he said, hey, you got to work on his feet. And I think for the most part he did. Some of those throws that he made in coverage, bro, they were lasers.
Yeah.
They were absolute lasers, man. And I think
there was a couple of De'Ami Brown in particular.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. De'Ami Brown. Yeah, I mean, Brendan Strange had a couple of nice grabs or whatever. He did have a couple of overthrows. Yeah. But there's going to be a teaching lesson in the film room because they're going to show him where there were opportunities to score and make bigger plays. So, but I like what Trevor did for the most part today.
And the talking point starting Wednesday is going to be all about Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow when the Jaguars and the Bengals get together. And I imagine Urban Meyer might be brought up a time or two. This will be the Jaguars' first trip to Cincinnati since Urban decided not to get on the plane and decided to just hang around the Cincinnati area and go to a couple clubs, if memory serves.
Let's forget that.
Okay. A couple more calls. Let's go to Bartram.
Foolishness by
let's
somebody.
Let's go to Mike and Bartram here on the fifth quarter. Mike, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How are you, buddy?
Good.
I'm fantastic, man. I left my job, got out to the tailgate bright and early, 4:30 a.m.
Wow.
Consumed a couple of adult beverages or whatever. Got to the game, and we pulled out a W. But I wanted to ask a question to the panel. With us being able to run the ball the way that we ran the ball today, how does your outlook, does it change at all as far as win total this year for the Jaguars if we can run the ball the way that we run the ball today?
Mike, appreciate it. They're not going to run for 200 yards consistently because nobody in the NFL runs for 200 yards every week. That's an anomaly. And again, I take this for what it is. It's 1-0. I had the Jaguars winning 30-13. Leon, you had them 27-13. We were almost spot on. It was 26-10. I still have the Jaguars in the 8 or 9 win range. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we're sitting here in December and they got 11, 12, 13 wins. But I take it for what it is. They beat an average to below average football team in Carolina, and the level of competition will get increasingly tougher beginning next Sunday.
It will, Hack, but this style of play, because there's styles in fights. This style of play that the Jaguars will have, it'll keep them in games to the fourth quarter.
It will. Yep.
That's all you ask for. Keep you in games into the fourth quarter and see who out-executes the other person, who out-toughs the next person in the fourth quarter. So I think the Jaguars are going to be around in the fourth quarter a lot more frequently this year than they were last year.
Coach, does their performance today affect what you think they might do the remainder of the year?
I think from a coach's standpoint, it's phenomenal to be able to do what he did and make sure that they're not one-dimensional. Okay? You have defensive coordinators now that know that this guy's not afraid to run the ball into any situation possible and actually stick to it. In past years, you get away from it, and then they force the quarterback to be totally one-dimensional because they wouldn't run the ball. Okay? So now all of a sudden he's got to be the guy to make plays into situations that aren't there. Throwing into double coverage, throwing into situations that, he thinks it's must have. Now I didn't see a lot of RPOs out there today. They stuck with their run, they stuck with their game plan, and they did what they had to do. But now the defense, they have no idea next week that they may have some RPOs in the run game. Now you want to keep putting more people in the box? All right, let's see how you handle those situations. They did a lot of play action. They kept it simple. They kept the protection simple. They kept him on his feet up. And you couldn't ask for a better thing as far as the offensive coaching staff.
And here's another thing, Coach. How's it feel to have a lead?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Yes.
How wonderful is that to have a freaking lead around
I was thinking about that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's been a very long. You see when you have a lead, You see how the defense plays?
Right.
They take more chances. They take more shots. They pressure you a little bit more. They're a little bit more optimistic. They're trying to strip the ball. Right. They're trying to punch the ball. That kind of stuff.
And not play conservatively in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
You know, where some people in that 4 minute or 6 minute with a lead, and all of a sudden they compact. All of a sudden now they decide to compact everything and force a run. They were just as open. I thought they played the end of the game just like they played in the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going to play his game no matter what.
Yep.
Let's squeeze in the final phone call of the night. Let's go to Octavius out in St. John's. Octavius, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Let's go, Jags. Look at that W, baby. You know you love it.
It was a great day, no question about it, Octavius. So what did you think of the game?
Yes. Oh, man, it was good, man. It was good. You know what? Today it felt like almost like another preseason game to some degree. You know, there were some mistakes, there was some sloppy play, but there was some great play. I love what I saw with Trevor and his footwork, and I like that he attacked the middle of the field a little bit more. But I also feel like, too, maybe Liam is still trying to figure out what he has offensively. I'd love to get you guys' feedback on, do you think that maybe because we've got so many weapons on offense, the coaching staff's trying to figure out how to use these guys, right? I don't know. I still feel like there was some vanilla play calling when you got some, exciting players on offense. Could we have done some things differently? I mean, I know we kicked some butt today, but, could we have seen more maybe end arounds or some wildcat? Could we have seen some more up-tempo? Just want to get your feedback on that, guys. But, hey, go Jags. I'll take it. Take it off the air, guys. See?
Octavius, appreciate the phone call. I think you got to follow the game, too. Carolina wasn't scoring a lot of points. I don't know how much you had to dig into the bag. You were playing with a lead a majority of the game. You wanted the clock to run in the second half, particularly in the fourth quarter, which is why I think you didn't see it opened up all that much. But they did score on an end around. I mean, Brian Thomas Jr. scored on an end around. They went for it on 4th and 1 in the first quarter from their own 37-yard line on an end around. So I think Liam Cohen did open it up a little bit. We'll come back. One final segment. We'll do an injury report. I also wanted to let you know Buffalo has already scored against Baltimore. Josh Allen to Dalton Kincaid. Bills lead the Ravens 7-0 midway through the first quarter as we put the finishing touches on the debut show, the 2025 debut of the Window World of Northeast Florida fifth quarter. As always, we are covered by Apex Roofing and Contracting. One segment to go, live from Hurricanes in San Marco with the coach Gerald Ingram and the Pro Bowler Leon Searcy, the hacker Ryan Green with you on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
How'd you get your money so quick?
Hard Rock Bet's got lightning fast withdrawals.
Almost as fast as Dale Jr. valeting cars at this party.
Man, he's fast.
Hard Rock Bet's fast withdrawals have given me new motivation. Tips are appreciated.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 and up and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
We went to probably 4 or 5 jewelry stores.
Jacksonville's Mitch Vandal went to the town center looking for an engagement ring, but found the big box corporate jewelry experience wasn't for him.
Nobody was really helping us. One of the stores, some people walked in behind us and they were offered beer and champagne, and I'm wearing shorts and a cutoff, so I don't really look the part. So I was like, well, I guess we'll go somewhere else. I don't know if they think we can afford to shop here or what.
So he went across and discovered locally owned Beards Diamonds.
When I walked in, everybody just said, hey, welcome in, welcome to Beards.
Mitch loved the service and attention he got at Beards and ended up with a bigger, better quality diamond.
It was about twice the size of what I thought I could afford, and it was also about twice the size of what my wife thought she wanted.
Today, Mitch tells all his friends, shop local, shop Beards.
You're going to get the best deal on the best diamond.
Unbeatable value, unmatched selection, uncompromising personal service.
Anybody that I know, I want them to shop at Beards.
Beards Diamonds, St. John's Town Center.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family secret, Dandy is never frozen. Always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses. No dry, crumbly subs here. Only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little guy with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand and a quality sandwich. So do what I do. Stop in at a Circle K and make yours a Dandy today.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performancepainting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
You already know it's your main man E to the T here for Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft. And with ball season here, make sure you're on the lookout for my instant reaction before, during, or after the game. All brought to you by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree drafts. Come on, somebody.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron, totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
Florida Gators football on 1010XL is driven by Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. And the law firm of Farah & Farah. Get Gators play-by-play on 1010XL.
Jags fans, a new Everbank Performance account could be your ticket to London this October. The Everbank London Getaway Experience. One lucky winner and a guest get round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations, and tickets to see the Jags play in London. Everbank.com/London for official rules. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Everbank London Getaway Sweeps entry period 7/28/25 to 9/5/25. Enter and get official rules and details at Everbank.com/London.
Nothing like a hot shower. Wait, why is the water up to my ankles?
It's the dreaded clogged shower drain. Hair, soap scum, and last week's mystery goo.
It's touching my toes!
Don't panic. Call the pros at Duck Duck Rooter. We'll tackle plumbing, septic, and even the nastiest shower clogs. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Bringing you an extra quarter of football.
The window world of Northeast Florida, fifth quarter. From Hurricane Grill and Wings, San Marco, nailed down by Apex Roofing and Contracting on 1010XL.
Young drops. Look, he's going to have to throw it in toward the end zone. That's incomplete. He threw it out of the back of the end zone. That's an incomplete pass, and the ball's going to go over on downs. What work by that Jaguars defense?
Frank Frangie on the call, Jaguars Radio. Jaguars a 26-10 winner today over the Carolina Panthers. Putting the finishing touches on the debut show of the fifth quarter live at Hurricanes in San Marco. Every week here on the fifth quarter, we will give you an injury update. That injury update is brought to you by the good folks of Farah & Farah. RJ, let's do it now. The Farah & Farah injury update.
The personal injury attorneys of Farah & Farah present this injury update. Farah & Farah,
Jacksonville,
exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Not only, Leon, was it a good win, but a very minor injury report. I know Trayvon Walker was having a finger looked at, but he came back in the game. Mason Smith not being on the injury report and being a healthy scratch, it appears, is probably the biggest story-wise, but no real significant injuries to report that I could think of.
That's a good thing, especially in this league. I mean, it's better to be lucky a little bit, and the fact that most of the guys on the team, came away unscathed, that's a good thing. And the whole Mason Smith thing, that'd be very interesting. What's the diagnosis on that? Because we're talking about a second-round pick.
And he was not on the injury report.
Was not on the injury report and doesn't play or doesn't dress. means they don't trust you.
Yeah, and look, that'll be a big talking point this week. All right, as we begin putting the finishing touches, debut show for the coach, Gerald Ingram, with us here on the fifth quarter. Coach, your final thoughts on the 26-10 victory today for the Jaguars.
Well, I'm excited. Congratulations to these guys that did a great job. The head coach did a great job. Offense, defense, and special teams were phenomenal in my mind leading into the next game, and excited about the next game.
Leon, your final thoughts, 26-10. Normally I'm asking you for positivity because the Jaguars got their head beat in.
Yeah.
But now you actually have a win to be positive about.
Absolutely. Listen, if this team plays the way they played today, they're going to be on a lot of games in the fourth quarter. And that's all you ask. If you're in games in the fourth quarter, you give yourself a shot to win. Some of those, some of those L's become W's. So I'm just happy to see this team function the way it functioned on both sides of the ball.
I understand we're still within the 24 hours, but Cincinnati next week on the road, it'll be the home opener for the Bengals. That's going to be a tough chore. Doable, but a tough chore.
Well, I look at it like this, Hack. I mean, people look at schedules and say, hey, this is going to be a tough little dig. As a player, we never did that. We just looked at the next team as they're in the way. They're in the freaking way. I don't care about who you got as a superstar, wide receiver, quarterback, whatever. As a player, you put on your pants legs the same way I put on mine, one at a time.
There you go. I got food on the table, and I'm not going to sit there and let somebody take the food off my table from game to game. And that's how they got to treat it. And the leadership has to show and build.
Coach, your debut show's in the rearview mirror. Did you enjoy it?
I'm excited. This is wonderful. You guys are great.
Gerald Ingram, he'll be with me tomorrow night on Hacker After Dark as well. Leon, we will listen to you on XL Primetime tomorrow.
That's right.
And I'll talk to you Wednesday on Hacker After Dark.
You got it. I'm going to smoke that victory cigar.
Tom Champion thank you for that victory cigar, by the way. I appreciate the big sirs. Tom Champion was our on-site engineer. Tom, great job as always. R.J. Saunders was your producer back at World Headquarters. I'm the hacker, Ryan Green. Thank you to Hurricane San Marco for having us out for the Window World of Northeast Florida fifth quarter. We have been covered by Apex Roofing. The Jaguars, 26-10 winners. The Jaguars, 1-0 on the year. Jeff Prosser will be in studio at 6 a.m., and we will kick off 16 hours of a Victory Monday right here on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM. Until then, good night, Jacksonville.